Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another session of our Draft Clans webinar. This is your host Rakshit Kapoor for the evening. As in the last webinar, I talked about India being so rich in culture, diversity, and there's so much to offer while we talk about tourism in India. Like for different kinds of people, there are different kinds of different beautiful places, and that gives all of us this beautiful tourism, different opportunities. Whether we want to indulge in adventure tourism or there are different types of tourism opportunities, as I mentioned in the last webinar. And definitely, but as a recent trend we have seen that the tourists are shifting. Instead of the main limelight areas, they are more involved towards, or rather inclined towards exploring the less explored areas. And northeast definitely is one which comes to my mind when we think of the less explored areas in India. And this region, this beautiful destination is actually not only less explored, but is also very much beautiful, because maybe because it is less explored. And definitely, as I mentioned, that tourists are focusing more on these lesser explored places as of now. So this becomes all the more important to learn about this beautiful destination and focus on selling these packages to these customers. And you can definitely sell them better once you know about this destination better. And what should interest us is that we are giving, we can see a special push from the government side as well. Like if we see different kinds of webinars being organized by central government on Dekho Apna Desh. And I believe I recently read that there was some webinar, I believe, on Hazar Bar Dekho, Northeast Dekho. And in 2022, there was Destination Northeast 2020 campaign. So definitely, this also tells that how consciously the government is trying to push northeast as a tourism destination. So definitely there is, I believe, that there is lot of tourism potential for every one of us to cover this beautiful destination. So definitely we'll learn about this beautiful destination today. And all the more importantly, what are the latest COVID guidelines in this play. So stay tuned as we bring to you a beautiful presentation for an equally beautiful destination. And definitely, if you have any questions, you can post them in the live chat, and we'll be taking them up in our Q&A session. So, without any further delays, let me welcome our guest for the evening, Mr. Vakar Arif from Tour de World. Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you, Kapoor?
I'm also good, sir. So, as I mentioned in the session, that we can see definitely push from the government and from the tourist as well, that they want to see these beautiful destinations which are less explored. Like even if we talk about the Bollywood movies or songs, like I believe there was this one song Chan Kitha where Ayushman Khurrana featured Sikkim as a destination in that song. So definitely we can see all from each every place, like whether Bollywood or even the tourists or from the government. So how important Northeast as a destination is for us, for all the people who are in tourism industry?
Well, it's a huge place actually. It looks small actually, but there are seven sisters, like seven states are there. You have Sikkim, you have North Bengal, you have Bhutan as well. I'll add Bhutan because it is also a part of it, I would say, because it's not away. So, in a way, it's a very unexplored place for many of the people from domestic tourist segment as well. I mean, if you think about places like Majuli or Imphal, those places, many of the people don't know about it. Manipur is fabulous. The culture, the location is absolutely fabulous. Unfortunately, most of the places there are closed as of now. Like Arunachal Pradesh is only open for people who are going for the business purpose. Or Meghalaya is supposed to open, but it hasn't opened as of now. Other seven sisters are yet to open their doors for the tourists, apart from Assam, I would say. Assam has opened, but unfortunately, their place, which is Kaziranga, which is one of the most sought out place out there, is closed because of the heavy rainfall that happens during this time of the year. So it is closed as well. So basically, what I'll do is that I'll cover some other place which is also a part of extension, I would say, rather of the northeast part of India, which is Sikkim I'll go very much in depth about Sikkim, because many of the people have queries about Sikkim, and they have many of the things that they want to know, but they don't know about many of the restrictions that are there, the permits that are required, who are allowed, who are not allowed. I'll get into in-depth knowledge about all those things so that people can get to know about things which are prerequisite when you travel there. And from there, I'll go to the North Bengal area, which is also a part of northeastern part of India, I would say, an extension of it, if some people might argue. And then there is the Bengal area. I'll cover that Bengal area as well, because Kolkata is a big hub when you're going to Sikkim, or when you're going to, sorry, when you're going to Sikkim, or when you're going to North Bengal. Kolkata is also one of the places. And when you're coming to Kolkata, why not explore some of the places which are nearby to Kolkata, and go to those places as well? So basically, this webinar will be according to the places which are in Bengal, which are in North Bengal, and in Sikkim. So I'll give you a good idea about all those places. So if I may, I can start the presentation.
Definitely, sir.
I would like to ask you something about this Sikkim destination, Kunal. Have you been to that place?
No, as of now, I haven't been, but definitely it is one of the, top bucket list destination for me, because as I mentioned that in the song Chankita, I saw these, beautiful mountains and the bridges from where he passed. So they all were so mesmerizing that definitely one should visit Sikkim definitely once in a lifetime.
Sure. Apart from the mesmerizing mountains, it has beautiful culture. They are one of the top-notch places, I would say, out of all the places that we have on offer in India. So yeah, I'm starting this off. I'll just share the screen. The presentation is visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
Okay, so yeah, this is from us to the world. We are from Kolkata. We are based out of Kolkata, and we generally or basically do the northeastern part of India, Bhutan, and Sikkim, and Bengal, basically. So we are the suppliers in Traftan ever since we have started our business with Traftan. Actually, when they started, during that time only, we also started as a supplier, and it has been a great journey with them. So this is about us. We are a 12 plus members in our team who cater to the northeastern part of India. So I'll just get down to the business end. So when we talk about the COVID guidelines in Sikkim or in West Bengal, there's a lot of confusion actually, because it has been a confusing thing because of the fact that there are so many new guidelines coming up. So when I talk about Sikkim, you have to have provisional certificate, which is one dose is compulsory, and then after that you have to have an RT-PCR test done 72 hours before you reach there. It should have a validity of that. If you have both the vaccination, you can definitely go there. But if not, you can have a provisional certificate with the RT-PCR and you can go ahead. Coming to Bengal, it has been a place, as you can see in the slide as well. I have given you some of the places which have their own guidelines as well, so I'll come to them. But first of all, West Bengal as a whole has double vaccination. If you have double vaccination, you can come down to the state. Otherwise, you will have to have the RT-PCR done for 72 hours, which is necessary for the entry. Apart from that, people from Mumbai or Pune or Chennai, last week actually, it has come into the guidelines that they have to have the RT-PCR done, even if they have the double vaccination as well. So as of now, this is the current situation when you are talking about these places, these three places. Coming to Darjeeling, now Darjeeling has their own guidelines, Kalimpong, Dooars, Dika, but Darjeeling has their guideline, which is if you have antigen or if you have RT-PCR done, it has to be 48 hours before you enter, or has to have the validity of it. And then if you have double vaccination, you can definitely enter. You do not have to get any RT-PCR or antigen test done. Kalimpong, yeah, you have to have the double vaccination. As I said, it is same for all the places actually. You have to get the double vaccination. If you have, it's good, but otherwise you'll have to have the RT-PCR done 48 hours before. Same for Dooars and same for Digha. Digha, why I've added is because I think there is a huge potential when you're coming to the southern part of the West Bengal state. So I'll get down to those places as well. This is the requirement that we have as of now in all the places in West Bengal and Sikkim. Now, guidelines when you're going to Sikkim. Now, Sikkim as a state has a lot of restrictions for many of the countries, for many of the other places that they can allow the tourists to go, even for the domestic tourists. I'll I'll give you a good idea about it so that you can go to your clients and then let them know what they can see and what they cannot see and what are the things that they should have in order to go there. Now, anyone with the Indian passport or voter ID card can enter most of the places in Sikkim, but people from Bangladesh or China, Myanmar or Pakistan or Nigeria are not allowed. Otherwise, if they have the approval from the Ministry of Home Affairs, they can definitely go there. Otherwise, they are not allowed. So please keep in mind, if you have an inbound tourist coming from these places, tell them that this is a prerequisite thing that they have to get. Then we'll come to the foreign nationals who are going there. There are many of the restricted places there actually because it is very much nearby to the border area with China. So Nathula Pass, which is the border area in the eastern part, Guru Lake in the northern part, they are very much restricted areas for the foreign nationals. They cannot go there. Even more so, if the foreign nationals, they go to the northern part of India, northern part of Sikkim rather, or to the eastern part of Sikkim, they have to have a guide with them so that the guide can guide them to the places that they can enter and they cannot enter. So keep that in mind. Inbound tourists must have these information from you. Then Indians, they can go to most of the places. Obviously, some of the places which are not accessible, they'll not be able to go there. But places like Shongo Lake, Baba Mandir, Nathula, Zero Point, Yamthang Valley, Songri, Godongma Lake, Mount Katao, Silk Road, all these places are restricted areas. The foreign nationals more or less cannot go to most of the places there. Indians can go there, but they'll have to have a voter ID card, a passport, or driving license, something like that, and 2 photocopies, and we can make the procurement of the permit as soon as possible. But Aadhaar card is not valid. So do not bring Aadhaar card. It is not valid. You will not be able to get there. This is very much necessary as many of the people do not know about the norms that are there because Sikkim is a very restricted area. So keeping these things in mind for your clients will save a lot of time actually. So yeah. Now, entry and exit to places in Bengal and in Sikkim. Now, Kolkata, everyone knows it's a metropolitan city. Kolkata Airport station, there are 3 stations wherein you can come: Sealdah, Howrah, or Kolkata station. Bus stand, there is Planet and Babughat station, a bus stand that you can come to. Sikkim, when you come into Sikkim, there is an airport in Siliguri, which is part of the North Bengal area, Bagdogra Airport. And then you have Pakyong, Pakyong Airport is in very much nearby to the Gangtok area, which is around an hour from Gangtok. So they can come down to Pakyong if they want to go to Gangtok. They can come down to Pakyong and they can directly go to Gangtok for a journey of an hour, and it can save time. Otherwise, Bagdogra is always an option actually. So Bagdogra takes around 4 hours to 5 hours of journey to reach Gangtok and 3 hours to reach Darjeeling. Bus stand, Siliguri or Alipurdwar. Alipurdwar because Alipurdwar is near to Dooars, which I'll come to the point because there is a place called Dooars as well. Many people don't know about it, which I really feel that they should be knowing. Hence, I've incorporated that area in the slide as well. Okay, Sikkim as a destination. It is the capital of the state. Many of the people think that Sikkim and Gangtok are different places. No, it is the capital of Sikkim. It is 4 hours journey from Siliguri and 1 hour from Pakyong, as I said. Some of the places that you can see from Gangtok itself, straight away from there, you can go to these places for a day trip. I have listed them down like Shongo Lake, Baba Mandir, and Nathula Pass. First of all, these 3 places you can do in a 1-day trip. And then you have a local sightseeing 10 points or 12 points or 7 points that you can do in a day. Those places I've mentioned after Nathula Pass, you can see that Roomtek Monastery, Baktang, there is Inche, there is Handicraft, Choten, there is Tibetology, there is ropeway that you can do, Tashi Viewpoint, Hanuman and Ganesh Talk, Ranka Monastery. These are the places after Nathula Pass, whatever the names I have taken, these are the places you can do as a bunch on a day as a local sightseeing from the capital city of Sikkim, Gangtok. Hence, these are the names that I've given. When you're going to Gangtok, you can do a 4-day trip in which you can first day, you can come from Siliguri to Gangtok. It's a trip which is for 4 hours. In between, you can do some river rafting, some paragliding at Gangtok as well. There are some activities on the day one you can do on the way and after reaching Gangtok. And then on the second day, we can do Shongole, Guamadri, and Nathula Pass for a day excursion. Day 3, we can do all the other places that I've mentioned in this slide. And day 4, we can have the departure. Again, it can be a compact trip for your clients who want to go for a Gangtok trip for 4 days. Many of the people go for this. So keep that in mind. You can do a 4-day trip. Definitely, it's very much in demand. Some of the places, I'll give a brief about some of the places. Shongo Lake is actually at a very high elevation. It is around 11,000 feet above sea level. When you go there, it's absolutely brilliant to see the kind of adrenaline rush that you get actually, because the level of your oxygen level is really low, and that really, I mean, gives you a kind of a different kind of a feel when you go there. And also the lake, when you can see the photo that I've shared, it doesn't do the justice actually. It's more beautiful than what you can see in the photo. It's absolutely one of the best places I've seen. There is a ropeway near the Shongo Lake as well. You can go for the ropeway, which is very much nearby. You can do yak safari near the Shongo Lake area. They cost around 300 to 400 rupees, depends on your negotiation skills. But 300 rupees is cost of the I would say the ropeway. Ropeway will be covering the whole lake, and you can see the lake and the whole mountain range when you're going for the this ropeway. Baba Mandir is actually honoring one of the army officer who was Baba Harbhajan Singh, who was there in that location when he was fighting against the Chinese and Chinese army. So there has been this temple that has been made for in memorial for him, and you can go there. Not only the temple is beautiful, but the surrounding area, the kind of landscape that you have there, it's beautiful. So even during the month of May, you have snow there. So if you are loving the snow thing, you'll love the place. The snow is all around for at least 6 to 7 months in the year. So definitely a must go place. The Nathula Pass. Nathula Pass is actually a trading place from where the trading between India and China happens. So as of now, it is closed, but it is the trading place. It is actually very much in demand. When somebody is coming to Sikkim, they definitely want to go to Nathula Pass. So whenever they are going to Nathula Pass, the amount that is payable for the Nathula Pass permit or the arrangements is payable on the spot. So it is not always included in the package. It can be, but we generally don't do it because we do it on the spot. It is closed on Monday and Tuesday. On rest of the days, you can go for Nathula Pass. And yeah, it can be a many people just go to Sikkim just for Nathula Pass, such as the aura. It is very much sought after. Tashi Viewpoint is a viewpoint in and around Gangtok, actually, which is known for its good view of the sunrise and the sunset. So this is the local point in Gangtok. Roomtek Monastery is one of the oldest monastery in entire of world, I would say, because it is historical. It is. I mean, many of the people who love history and they love big monasteries or big monuments, they will love this place actually. Roomtek Monastery. You get the feeling when you go there that this place is something else. You have a waterfall, Bajjakari waterfall, Baktang waterfall. Now, when we have completed a 3 or 4 day trip from Gangtok, there are other places that you can cover from that place as well, or you can have a different trip altogether. One of the place or upcoming place, I would say, which many of the people outside of Bengal do not know about, is Silk Road. Unfortunately, because many of the people only know about Gangtok, Darjeeling, to an extent, Lacheng and Pelling. But when you're talking about Silk Road, uh, most of the people do not have any idea. I have not seen a lot of people inquiring about Silk Road outside of Kolkata or outside of Bengal or the northeastern part of India. So when you're coming to that place, there is this Silk Route is actually a olden Silk Route. It's an old Silk Route which was used for the trading purpose between Tibet and India. So as you can see in the map itself, this is a map wherein you are starting off from Kalimpong. You are covering Arita Lake, Mankem, Padam Chain. There is Zuluk, Nathang Valley, Kopop, and then you can either come back to Gangtok, or when it was in ancient times, it was the route they used to straight away go towards north, towards Tibet. This was the route that they used to have. Hence, this route now has become a tourism spot, and this can be really good spot to sell off to people who are looking for offbeat places. More so now, as Kapoor said, people are looking for places which are very offbeat, wherein there are not a lot of people. You can go there and you can enjoy your time on your own. This is absolutely the route that you can really sell. They will love it for sure. They can start off from Kalimpong, or they can start off from Arita. They can cover Padam Chain, Zolok, Nathang, and then Kopup, and then they can come back, or they can come to Gangtok. This can be a 4 to 5 day trip, and they can cover. And I'm pretty sure your clients will love it for sure. And I'll show you the photos actually, so that you can have a better idea of what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to sell to you. Have a look at the photos actually. There is Nathang Valley there. You have a valley there, you have a lake, you have the route, the actual Silk Route, which in itself is very beautiful. You have Zuluk, which is very much known among the people in the Bengal zone, or in the eastern zone of India. Have a look at the photos. You can go get snow. You can get the high elevation that they are at. You can get. I mean, you will get everything. The elevation is high. There is history to it, but the only thing that is lacking there as of now is good number of hotels. You mostly have homestays there, which provide food on AP basis. So all the meals will be included. You will have your sightseeing in between. You will have all the meals in the homestays. There are some very good homestays coming up in these places, mostly in Zuluk and Aritar and Nathang area. And they are absolutely giving a deluxe quality kind of feel to the clients. It's about time. In few years you will see some good hotels coming up there as well. But having said that, because of the restrictions that are there on offer, and because of the many other things that are there, it is going to take time, and it is taking time. But anyway, people who are seeking adventure, they'll definitely love this place. Coming to the next point, North Sikkim, my best place, I would say. I love this place because of the fact that it has so many things to offer. North Sikkim is the northernmost district of Sikkim. It has 4 districts. This is the North District. And they have the headquarter in Mangan. They have Lachen and Lachung. You must have heard about those places. There is Chungthang in between. There are waterfalls when you are going from Gangtok to North Sikkim, which you can cover on the day when you are going to Lachen or Lachung from Gangtok. So I'll get in depth in about all these places. But before that, many of the people say that, can we do Gangtok and Lachung on the same day? No, it is not possible. Can we do Lachen on the same day? No, it is not possible. It is very much far from each other. You can see 105, 106 kilometers of difference between the two when you're seeing on Google. But this is a terrain which is not really accessible easily. So it's very hard, and you have to get the permit as well. So when you're going to Lachen and Lachung, you have to stay there. Next day only you can start the sightseeing of Guru Domar Lake or Zero Point or Yamthang Valley or Kala Patthar. So do not think that whatever the Google says it is correct. It's correct with the numbers, but the actual situation is pretty much different. This is a good thing that you can know so that your customers can know about it when they are inquiring about North Sikkim. It is always on the second day when you are going to Lachen or Lachung when you can do the sightseeing. First day is always from Gangtok to Lachen or Lachung. In between, you have a 5 to 6 hours of journey because you cover some of the waterfalls and other places that you stand by and see. So because of that, you take 6 to 7 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, depends on you. And then on the second day itself, early in the morning, 6 or 7, you start off for Guru Dongmar Lake or Yamthang Valley or Zero Point accordingly. If you're going to Lachen, then you will go for Guru Dongmar Lake and Kala Patthar, Chopta Valley, Thangu Valley. If you're going to Lachung, then you will go for Yamthang, Zero Point, and Mount Kata. But these all places start on the next day in the morning, so not before that. Some of the photos before that, Mangan is a place which is in between Lachen and Lachung, and between, I mean, at one point you have Lachen and Lachung up north, and then you have in between there is Mangan, and then after that down south you have Gangtok. So this is a kind of a in between place when you go, but it is a capital, kind of a capital for the district, and it in itself it's a very beautiful place. If you go there, you will see the ranges of Kanchenjunga, and the ranges views are absolutely fabulous to see. It is also one of the places which is coming up for the tourist because of the offbeat tone that it has. Some of the offbeat resorts are coming up there. Some of the hotels are already there. Some of the honeymooners go there for 1 or 2 days for no sightseeing, just go there for the look of it, and they just go for the resort. They be in the resort for 2 days and they enjoy the place, and they come back to Gangtok or NJP directly. But even for Mangan, you need to have the permit because whenever you enter North Sikkim, you have to get the permit for the entire of the district. Guru Dongmar Lake is at an elevation at 18,000 plus above sea level. This is in feet. And this is one of the sacred places for the Sikh community and for the Buddhist. When you go there, it is more like Ladakh actually. You go there, it is at a high elevation, you cannot breathe, but you would not like to leave that place as well. It's so beautiful. The lake more or less always is not frozen even during the winter time. If you go in the month of November, the temperature is around 15, minus 15 or something like that. In the month of December, it is even more so. So keep adequate warm clothes with you. Even if you don't have warm clothes in good number, there are places nearby, Grodongma Lake or Zero Point or Nathula or Shongo Lake, where you can get those warm clothes on rent. Just for your information, if you want to have this information passed on to your clients. Gurudongma Lake is one of the most sought out places actually because of the elevation and because it's beautiful. Nearby places is absolutely beautiful. It's brazen and it's beautiful. Chopta Valley is actually a valley which comes before you reach the area of Gurudongma Lake. So when you're starting from Lachen, when you access Gurudongma Lake, you first of all go to Chopta Valley and Thangu Valley. These places you cover, and then you go towards Gurudongma Lake. Now, many of the people, if they come during the month of now, say for example, during this month or in the month of October, also, you do not have snow in the Gurudongma Lake or in nearby area like Chopta Valley. What they do is they look for snow. They do not get it. What you can do for your client is you can say them, you can go to Kala Patthar, which is nearby to Chopta Valley. You can go to Kala Patthar. You will definitely get the snow there, and it is for entire of the 12 months you can get snow there. So that is one of the selling point if you want to sell your destination as a snow. Snow is compulsory for one of the client or whatever. If it is compulsory, you can sell it off like that. 0 Point is the highest or is the end of the road for the Indian roads. Actually, it is where the 0 kilometers is written. It's the road which is after which the Indian border closes and the Chinese area starts. So this is also at a very highly elevation. You can see it is 15,300 feet above sea level. Again, a fabulous place, brazen, very harsh, but equally beautiful, equally fascinating to see. You will love the photos that come out actually. because I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you can have very good photos out there, even if it is very chilly out there. Next is Yamdang Valley, one of my favorite, I would say, in entire of North Sikkim. I have been to that place so many times and I've been fascinated every time that I've been there. There are yaks grazing out there. There is a flower in the month of April, May, and June when there is this springtime. And when you're going in the month of December or January, you have heavy snowfall there. So, and there is Tista River flowing down there. So you have Tista River there as well. It's a beautiful place because of not only Villa, not only because of the valley that is there actually, but because of the surrounding mountain ranges that you can see from the valley. When you go there, you'll feel lost and you feel like, okay, I'm okay with being lost actually. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't want to be going anywhere else. So hence, this is my personal favorite. This is a personal favorite for many of the people, but for me, this really is close to my heart actually. Seven Sister Waterfall is actually not very far away from Gangtok. It is 22 to 23 kilometers from Gangtok, which you can do on a day trip as well, but it is in the district of North Sikkim. So you can do it on the way to North Sikkim, on the day when you're going from Gangtok to Sikkim, or North Sikkim rather, or you can do as a day trip from Gangtok as well, if they want to cover some of the other places which are nearby to the Gangtok capital city. Other famous places in Sikkim. There is Pelling, there is Namchi, there is Ravangla, there is Temiti Garden, there is Yuksam. I'll give you some idea about all these places. First of all, I'll talk about Yuksam. Yuksam is a place which is known for its view of Kanchenjunga because the view of Kanchenjunga from Yuksam is the best out of all the places that are on offer in Sikkim. So people going to Yuksam are actually going there because of the view and because of the trekking that happens from that place to Kanchenjunga ranges. So if you are into trekking, there are many trekkings happening in Yuksam area. As of now, they are restricted, but it does happen. And when it does happen, you have 2 days, you have a 10-day, you have 12-day treks as well. There are many treks, and you can go for the treks according to your own wish or kind of thing that you can bear actually. Now coming to other places, Temiti Garden is a place which is actually known for its tea garden, as you can see. It's beautiful because of the tea gardens. If you're into tea gardens, you can definitely go to Temiti Garden. It's one of the beautiful places out there. Namchi. Namchi is known for its beautiful, I would say Char Dham replica is actually there in Namchi, and people go to Namchi because of the replica that has been made there. And it has been made by the authorities in order to encourage the cultural activities out there. So many of the people, if they want to cover Namchi, they can either have a night stay there or they can start off from Gangtok. In between, they can go for Namchi excursion. On the day itself, when they cover Namchi, by the evening, they can come down to Pelling. And then it's enough, I would say, for Pelling or Namchi excursion, I would say rather. It has beautiful temples, I would say, as you can see in the photo as well. If you're into some, pilgrimage or you're into some spiritual things, Namchi is the most important place, I would say, in Sikkim, if you are spiritual. Ravangla actually is known for its Buddha temple. It's very high. It's beautiful. Tista Valley is also there. Pengit Valley is also there. The view of the Kanchenjunga range is also very beautiful from the Ravangla area. Again, you can do Ravangla and Namchi together when you're coming from Gangtok and going to Pelling. And on the day itself, you can cover both the places and you can go to Pelling. You do not have to, you need not actually stay at Ravangla or Namchi. You can if you have enough days. But if you're short on days, if your clients are not having a lot many days, but if they want to cover these places, they can do one day trip. Coming to Pelling, Pelling is the second most visited place actually as far as tourism is concerned in entire Sikkim. It is very much coming up and hotels are coming up as well. Some of the hotels are really good there and infrastructure is also improving in the whole of the region. It is in the southern part of Sikkim. It is going to take you 4 hours journey from Gangtok. It also takes 4 hours when you're coming from Darjeeling. It also takes 4 to 5 hours when you're coming from NJP. So this is the kind of distance it has from all the major places that are there. So the famous places out there is I would say Derab village. You can definitely cover. Then there is a helipad. Helipad is the most sought out place, I would say, in there. Wimpy Waterfall is also one of the best places. The Rabdensen Ruins is one of the place which is very much very much looked after, or sought out by some of the historians or people who are into historical things. I'll show you some of the photos of those places as well. Now, helipad is famous because of because of the peak that you can see of the Kanchenjunga and its mountain ranges. Actually, the visibility of those places is absolutely beautiful. Pelling Pelling is also known for its view of Kanchenjunga on a whole. So when you're talking about Pelling, it's basically when you're going to Pelling, you can expect two things. The view of Kanchenjunga is beautiful, and it is an offbeat location. You will not see a lot of people out there who can disturb you during your trip. So it is also an offbeat place. So keep that in mind. Grimby Waterfall is also one of the most sought out place, and we also have it in our itineraries, basically in every itinerary that we can have for Pelling. Now, when I'm talking about ruins, this is an old palace actually, which ruins are there actually, which you can see when you're going to Pelling. Hence, I said people who are into historical facts and historical things, they'll definitely like this place. It is just not about the waterfalls or the mountain ranges or the offbeat location. It is also about these things as well. Skywalk is a new phenomenon there. When you go there, it is you can see the photo. It is beautiful to see, and people and kids love this place. Actually, it is at a very good height, 7,200 feet. And when you're there, actually, it is um, right opposite to the world's tallest statue of Chingrezig. So it's beautiful, and it is one of the most upcoming place. Most of the people go for skywalk if they're going to Pelling now. And it is a new phenomenon, as I said. Darjeeling generally has 10 to 12 places that are on offer. Tiger Hill is one of the most, I would say, sought out place out there. It is a district which was a part of Sikkim few centuries back, but then it came in North Bengal area. But the culture, the place is absolutely same or similar to in terms of the Sikkim area. The places that you can cover there are Tiger Hill, Batasia Loop, toy train, which is very popular. There is institute, mountaineering institute. There is ropeway that you can do. Ropeway are actually in three places in this whole range. It is in Gangtok, it is in Shongo Lake, it is in Darjeeling. You can do ropeway there. You can do paragliding as well, but paragliding happens in Kalimpong as well. So there are two other places. Paragliding happens in Kalimpong, it happens in Gangtok and in Darjeeling. So just for the people who are looking for adventure. Rock Garden is also a place which is very much in demand. Peace Pagoda, Ghum Monastery, Lama Hatta is coming up. Actually, it is not in the radar as of now, but it is coming up pretty fast. So Tiger Hill is actually known for its sunrise. When you go to Tiger Hill early in the morning at around 4:50 or 4:30, when you go there early in the morning for the sunrise, when the rays fall on the ranges, the Kanchenjunga or the Everest, the view is absolutely fabulous, magnificent. I would say when you're going there, so people look for it, and that first ray is a worth seeing thing. Rock Garden is also very much into it's also very much in demand because of the fact that it has the benches in the garden that are made of cutting rocks. So people are fascinated to see the art that has been incorporated in that garden. It is a bit far off from the main city, 10 kilometers. So whenever you're going there, tell your client it is not included in the local sightseeing generally. So if they want to get it included, we can do it. If it is not, we will do it on an extra payment basis. So this is one thing that we have to make it clear to the client. Batasia Loop or Goom Monastery. These are the other places which you must have heard about, because Darjeeling is very much known to every people out there. It is one of the most popular places. Kalimpong is a different district. Kalimpong is was actually a part of Bhutan. It was part of Bhutan, but it became part of Bengal after the British took it from Bhutan. Some of the famous places that you can see there are Durpin Darut Hill, Cactus Nursery, Morgan House, Diola Hills, and Shonga Gompa. These are the places that you can see. Now, when I talk about these places, when you're going to Dela Hills or so other places, these are beautiful places. But when you're going to Kalimpong, there are two other places that I've forgot to mention here is Lava and Lelegaon. Actually, these two places you can go there as well. These are very much nearby to the Kalimpong main city. It is part of the district, and they are known for their villages and the beautiful view of the ranges that are nearby. So you can definitely go for Lava and Lolegaon. These are the places you can definitely go for. Sandakpur is actually the highest peak in the West Bengal, which is at more or less 12,000 feet above sea level. You can get snow there. The peculiar thing about this place is when you're going to Sandakpur, in between you have to cover Tumbling and other places, but normal cabs don't go there. You have to have the Range Rover, actually, sorry, Range Rover, which were used by Britishers, is now under the Range Rover Association of Sandakpur. They operate these Range Rovers, and these Range Rovers take you to the Sandakpur destination. It can be a 2 or 3 day trip. It's an offbeat location. You can definitely cover these places with a 2 day trip as well. But we always recommend you go for 3 or 4 days trip at least from Darjeeling or from Siliguri or even from Kalimpong to start. Why I'm talking about Sandakpur is because many of the people don't know about it. When they are going to Darjeeling or Kalimpong or they're going to Gangtok, they don't know about Sandakpur. But believe me, Sandakpur is, I would say, better than other places that I have talked about, leaving aside North Sikkim. Very much underrated, not really given so much of exposure that it should be given, and hence people don't know about it. But if you want to do trekking, this place can be a place. If you want to go for 5 or 4 day trip with your family, this can be a place because of the elevation, because of the beauty that it has, the ranges, and the national park that is there, Singalila National Park. It can be a place that you can go to. So definitely look forward to it if you're coming to this part of the country. Okay, so I have added Lava and Lolegaon. So this is actually I have covered in the previous slide itself. So yeah, I'll just go ahead. Dooars is actually what? It is doors, because there are so many doors which can pave the way towards Bhutan. Hence, it is a gateway to Bhutan. Dooars was also, just like Kalimpong, a part of Bhutan, but now it is divided into two parts more so. Western Dooars, which is part of North Bengal, and then the Eastern Dooars, which is part of Assam. But we will be covering the places which are there in the Western Dooars, which is part of Bengal. There are many wildlife sanctuaries are actually there. There are many waterfalls, there are many rivers, and there are many beautiful valleys out there. So when you're going for Dooars, it's not only about wildlife, definitely about wildlife, but you can definitely go there and do camping just by the river, or you can do any sort of adventure you feel like. And there are many arrangements out there. Infrastructure is improving, and people can definitely go and enjoy the place. Kurumara Natural Wildlife Sanctuary, Jaldapada, Champamari, these are one of the most sought out places as far as wildlife sanctuaries are concerned. You can go down there from Alipur Dwar if you're coming from Assam or other states in the eastern part of India, or you can come down to NJP or Bagdogra and we can take you to these places. It's around 2.5 hours journey to Gurumara or Jaldapada, Champamari. Buxar Tiger Reserve is known for its tiger reserve. Bindu Valley is known to people who are looking for some 2 or 3 days trip. when they can go with their friends and sit by the bonfire and enjoy their time there. The places actually, this place has good abundance of deers, elephants, one-horned rhinos. There is, as I said, tigers as well. So these are the things that you can expect when you're going to Dooars. Now, Dooars is also a place wherein you have Jaigao. When you're going to Bhutan, you start your trip from Jaigao itself. You get your permit from there. So this is also one of the significance of Dooars. And it's not a district, it is a part of many district, a combination of many district rather, which includes some of Kalimpong area, some of this Darjeeling, some of the other like Alipurduar or Jalpaiguri. So this is what it is. Coming to Kolkata, it is a metropolitan city. Whenever you're coming to Kolkata, absolutely you should be going to these places that I've mentioned: Victoria Memorial, Indian Museum, Howrah Bridge, Belur Mart, Kali Mandir, and Nico Park Wax Museum. I can go on because this is my hometown actually, and I can go on about. And I would love to have you people coming in, and I'll do the hosting for you guys. And yeah, it can be a day trip for all these places that I've mentioned. You can have at leisure. However, from here you can go for a day trip to Ganga Sagar. Ganga Sagar is good for pilgrimage. Rather, it is known for pilgrimage rather, and people go for pilgrimage directly from Kolkata for a day trip, and they come back on the same day itself from Ganga Sagar. Shantiniketan is also another place which is nearby, and you can do a day trip to Shantiniketan from Kolkata. So these are the day excursion, two places, Ganga Sagar and Shantiniketan, can be done on the day itself from Kolkata, apart from the local sightseeing. So a 4-day trip of Kolkata can include some of the places for 2 days, which are Victoria Memorial, Indian Museum, all these places. And then 2 days you can have for Ganga Sagar 1 day and 1 day for Shantiniketan. This can be a Kolkata trip. If from Kolkata you want to have some weekend getaways, you have some more time, you can definitely go to Digha, which is actually good for families. It's coming up. Infrastructure has improved. I can see some really good hotels coming up, big hotels, and the standards are improving. You can definitely go for Digha. It is 180 to 190 kilometers from Kolkata, a drive of 4 hours to 5 hours, and you can cover the place. You can be there for a day or two, and then you can come back. Mandamani is before Digha actually, which is more known by the upskirt people, actually people who are looking for a more beach resort, some high-end clients who are looking for a more premium product. This is the place that is going to um, I would say that is going to be very much be in their radar actually. You can really sell it off to them. Mandamani, the difference is that the hotels are on the higher category in Mandarmani. So hence the people who are looking for good hotels or bigger hotels, they can go to Mandarmani. Bakali is also coming up and coming, but many people, or most of the people outside of Bengal do not know about it. But this is a beautiful place, a beach town, which lacks in infrastructure as of now. The infrastructure might not be 3-star or 4-star, but the hotels which are there on offer can definitely expect good hospitality and value for money prices. Sundarban, now Sundarban everybody knows about. Sundarban can be a 3-day trip from Kolkata. We generally do a group trip, a group of 15 to 20 people. As of now, during the time of COVID, from last year, we have had 15 people in a group, not more than that. We start off early in the morning at 8 from Kolkata. We go to Sundarban, we stay there, we have some activities, some cultural activities, some sightseeings. We go to see the tiger, or we go to see some of the flora and fauna out there, and we come back on the 3rd day. So this is how we do it. So hence a 3-day trip is recommended when you're going to Kolkata, when you're going to Sundarban from Kolkata. However, there are many good, I would say, cruises that are going to Sundarban for 3-4 days, 5 days. People who are looking for a very premium kind of feel, we have many options out here in Kolkata as far as cruises are concerned when you're going for Sundarban. So if you want to sell off cruise, you can do that as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Vakar sir, for this detailed presentation and giving a beautiful overview of how beautiful Sikkim and Bengal can be when we talk about Northeast destinations. Definitely, many more places are yet to be covered in this. Like we talk about Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, but definitely Sikkim and Bengal were beautifully covered by you. So, audience, now is the time to start posting your questions, and we'll be taking them up one by one. We already have received a couple of questions, though. The first question is from Mr. Anish, and he wants to know which are the best newly upcoming offbeat destinations in North Bengal.
As I said, upcoming for the people who are not from Bengal, it has to be Sandakpur, it has to be Dooars. At least these two places, I would say, definitely go for these two places. Sandakpur, you can do trekking, and Sandakpur, you can go for a family trip as well. The hotels are coming up, but homestays are equally beautiful. Hotels are very good hotels are there in Dooars area, so you can cover Dooars as well. So these two offbeat places I can definitely recommend.
All right, perfect. Regarding doers, there was this specific question. Can you share some like offbeat location in doers, like where customers can stay, or hotels which are coming in doers?
Yes. Now, Gurumara is one of the most sought out place in the entire of the Dooars region. Latagudi is one of the place in there wherein there are many hotels from the major hotel which are in Gangtok and Darjeeling. They have their hotels, or this chain of hotels. They also have their hotels in Latagudi and Jaldapada, Gurumara. These all places they cover. Jhalong is one of the place. Bindu is one other place wherein you have individual cottages actually wherein you can go, the people will provide you the food, and you can have the bonfire activity done. You can do some other activities if you wish to. So accommodation is not a problem in Doers, I would say. Even if you go on online, you can see many good hotels from Delight Group of Hotels or from other Rufina Group of Hotels or others, Mistake. However, it is ever improving. The basic is always like it's ever improving, and yeah, we have properties as of now. Sandakpur, no, sorry, we probably will need actually in future.
All right, thank you for answering this question. Next question is, which are the locations in North Bengal from where we can see Kanchenjunga?
You can okay, Kanchenjunga can be seen from most of the places in North Bengal, apart from the places which are to the eastern part. You can see it from Darjeeling. It has good view from there. You can see it from Kalimpong. You can see it from Sandakpur. So these are the places you can cover, and you can see the places Lamata. You can see it from these places definitely.
All right. And talking about Sandakpur, is there any restriction as well to visit Sandakpur? Like the foreigners, is there any particular restriction for foreigners as well? Like they can visit Sandakpur or not?
They can visit. They have to have a valid visa, and then yeah, that is enough. Actually, we'll procure the things that we need to, and we can definitely get them there.
All right, perfect. Next question is any permit required to visit the Seven Sister waterfall?
Not really, but yeah, when you are entering North Sikkim, you have to have the permit. But specifically from Seven Sister, as I said, you if I talk about, I'll go in depth about the permit thing. Now, when you're talking about permit, your permit for Nathula or Shongo Lake is not valid for North Sikkim, and North Sikkim validity of permit is not valid in the Shongo Lake area. So specific places have their specific permits. Hence, Seven Sister Waterfall has the permit thing, which is for the only entering of the North Sikkim district. That's it.
All right. Thank you for answering this question as well. So, last question before we wrap up our today's session. This is from Inalaya Holidays, and they want to know, like, can you share some offbeat trekking routes as well?
Definitely. Sandakpur trek can be one of the trekking that you can do. There are some trekking which is, I mean, as of now, unfortunately, the trekkings are not happening, but from Yuksam, you can definitely do some of the other trekking. There are around 5 to 6 trekking, trekkings that happens from Yuksam actually. You get down to Yuksam, There is 2 day trekking as well. There is 5 day, there is 10, there is 12-day trekking. There are many, and there are actually according to what you can bear actually. So as you have the strength or not. So yeah, this is what it is.
All right. Perfect, perfect. So this brings towards the end of our session. Thank you so much, Vakar sir,
Thank you.
for beautifully explaining today what all Sikkim and Bengal has to offer for Indian tourists. And thank you to audience too that you took out your precious time to attend today's session. And I hope your doubts and queries were resolved. If you are watching today's webinar on YouTube, and if you like today's session, do hit a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on any such of our exciting updates. So thank you